Now it's looking more and more likely that Allegri will set up this Milan team in the 4-3-3. So what does this mean for somebody like Ardon Jashari, who's a must-buy to slot in on the left-hand side of a midfield trio? His job would be to help the team in the final third, link up with somebody like Rafa, feed the ball into Santi Jimenez, and at the same time, provide that extra midfield protection. Ardon Jashari is a must-buy, and Milan are getting close. So, Ardon Jashari is getting real close to being completed. Ardon Jashari to Milan, and everyone wants him. He wants Milan. He's essential to this project. He brings something so unique. And in my opinion, he's worth every penny. Like, Milan are more than happy to fork out more than 30 million for his signature. I feel like the fact that he's also been left out of Club Brugge pre-season camp, it indicates the club are happy to let him go. Milan are willing to negotiate. In my opinion, it's just a matter of the final 1-2 million. Whether it's 1-2 million added onto the base fee, 1-2 million added onto the bonuses. I feel like this is a signing that's definitely in the making. And within a matter of days, don't be surprised to see the announcement of Ardon Jashari to Milan. Here we go. So what makes him worth every penny? What makes him such an important asset, an important player for somebody like Allegri, for somebody like Milan, for somebody like Rafa? Why is it so important? Now I'm going to give you guys two technical things which he can bring to this Milan team, and it will definitely elevate them in midfield. And then the third one is more of a mental one, to show you that he is the complete package, and once again, he's worth every penny. Now if you're new, make sure to like, make sure to subscribe, always engage in the comments. Let's get into it. Now, if I wanted to summarize every single thing that I'm about to say in a 90-minute game of football, Club Brugge versus Atalanta, that performance by him can convince any club in the world to pay 30+ million for him. No joke, he ran the show from minute 1 to minute 90. Atalanta couldn't get near him. He was involved in everything. He done everything you'd want in a modern day midfielder. What performance? Like, he was man of the match. He was man of the match for a reason. So if you didn't want to listen to me break it down for you, kick back, put on that 90-minute game, and you will be impressed. You will be convinced, and you will be counting down the days for Ardon Jashari to Milan. Here we go. Now, for me, the first thing that stands out, and I feel like this is so crucial for Allegri, for Milan, for any midfield in the modern game, well, for any midfield across the world, regardless of the generation of football now, 20 years ago, 30 years ago, you need yourself a midfielder that can pass. His passing is very slept on. I feel like, of course, sometimes you can sit down and look at the stats. Ooh, he's got 75% pass accuracy. Ooh, he's got 90% pass accuracy. This kid is so comfortable in possession. And I feel like, as a footballer, as a midfielder, you need to be comfortable in possession. And then if you're comfortable in possession, but you're also a good passer, you genuinely become, one, a joy to play with, two, one of the most crucial, one of the most integral members of a team. Why? Because now your teammates know, I can always give you the ball. You look at some of these examples, you look at the areas that he's picking up the ball, you look at the amount of bodies that are around him, but his teammates know, this is Ardon. This is Ardon. Give him the ball. It doesn't matter if there's 3-4 players on him. He will find a way out. He will find a teammate. Don't worry. He's smooth. Ice cold veins. Like, he's got this under control. I feel like this is so important. And I feel like when we look at somebody like Tijani Reinders, whenever he received the ball in the first phase or the second phase, you always looked at him and said, he wouldn't lose the ball. He's smooth. He's elegant. He's tidy in possession. He looks for a pass. He doesn't always go for the Hollywood. This is so important because ball retention is a form of defense. If you have the ball, the opposition can't score. He will definitely help Milan from that aspect, whether it's in the first phase, whether it's in the second phase, whether it's in the third phase. He's very tidy in possession, and he's got a wide range of passing. Like, you look at some of these examples, these are 40, 50, 60 yard passes over the top, looking for his teammates making the run behind. That's why I mentioned Rafa in the beginning of the video. Rafa making those inward runs, or even on the other flank, Christian Pulisic making those inward runs. Somebody like Ardon Jashari who can spot those passes, but then put it on a plate for his teammates. It will allow Milan to score a variety of different goals. You can score a goal where you pass the ball around the opposition. 40, 50 passes. You can also score yourself a goal where it's just 2 passes and Rafa is in. 1-on-1. That's what you want in any midfielder. And I feel like he does it to a very high level. Get him the ball in the final third, he can still do it. You see this pass into one of his teammates, slots him in 1-on-1. He's comfortable in phase 1, phase 2, phase 3. Sometimes when we speak about midfielders, we say they're good in phase 1, like in their own half, knowing that they've got defenders behind them. They're good at progressing play. But give them the ball in the final third against a low block where the team is in its defensive shape. They're not really the brightest. They're not really the smartest. They don't really spot those angles. With him, phase 1, phase 2, phase 3, he's comfortable in possession and he's very good at executing a wide range of passes. Now, the second technical attribute is so important. For me, I have it higher than progressive passes. It's a midfielder, a player that can carry the ball efficiently and effectively. That is Ardon Jashari. Once again, if you guys want to see this in game form, Club Brugge versus Atalanta, that is the perfect game. It literally highlights every single part of his game. This dude is good at carrying the ball. And once again, some players are good at carrying the ball. Just give them the ball. They've got time. They've got space ahead of them. There's nobody chasing them down. They just start running in a straight line. Everybody can do this. Every single person can do this. But there's not many players that can pick up the ball in a congested area where it's now crowded. There's no space. But the only way they can make space is if they create it for themselves. Now, how do you create space? By taking the ball away from the opposition. Whether it's by dribbling past them, whether it's by putting it through their legs, whether it's by giving and going with your teammate, the little 1-2 around the corner, the little flick. He's good at it. I mentioned it in the beginning. He's so good in tight areas. Like, if I was playing with him, or I feel like any Milan player, any Club Brugge player, you'd always look at him and say, there's ice in his veins. Give him the ball. He will find a way out. And I feel like when it comes to Johnny Reinders, he was so good at it as well. Johnny Reinders was one of those guys, if he picked up the ball in the first phase, he can get out of trouble. He can. He will carry it. He will dribble in those tight areas. Like, you give him the ball, you know your team is holding on to possession. You give him the ball, you know he's getting the ball forwards, whether it's by passing it, whether it's by carrying it. Somebody like Ardon Jashari, in my opinion, when it comes to like long range passing, I feel like he's better than somebody like Johnny Reinders. So in that sense, it's more of a positive. Like, it's another attribute added to Milan's midfield. But when it comes to the ball carrying, like, there were moments in that Atalanta game, he was running past these Atalanta players for fun. They couldn't get near him. When they did get near him, he would just dribble in and around them. Like, he's got that low center of gravity. And I feel like it's so important. Once again, let's look at somebody like Johnny Reinders. Reinders doesn't have that low center of gravity because he's relatively big. Ardon Jashari isn't as big as Reinders, but he can dribble just as good. But because he has that low center of gravity, he can like maneuver himself in and out of bodies. It genuinely makes him a midfielder you don't want to come up against, but a midfielder you want in your midfield. And once again, this is why he's crucial for somebody like Allegri. And finally, I told you guys I'm going to give you 2 technical attributes, and the third one will be more of a mental one. And I feel like nowadays, especially in this generation of footballers, it's a mental side that we question a lot. This player, does he really have the right? This player lacks. Does this player have to succeed? What is that word? What is that word? It's attitude. He has the right attitude for me. Like, from a midfielder, somebody that you want to be technical, physical, combative, aggressive, tenacious. Like, football is a contact sport. Football is a physical game. You have to get dirty. You have to get stuck in. You have to put your body on the line. And I feel like nowadays there's a lot of midfielders, they want to do the fancy work, which is they want to do the flicks and the tricks. They want to score you the goals. They want to do you the 50, 60 yard pass. But when their team loses possession and now everybody's looking at this fancy midfielder and telling them, you better sprint back. You better go and make that slide tackle. You better go and put your body on the line. A lot of them shy away and they try and throw blame at other teammates to do this job. Football's a team game. You have to attack together. You have to defend together. With him, he covers every blade of grass. He covers every blade of grass. If you guys want to see it in game form, once again, Club Brugge versus Atalanta. He does it all. He does it all in that game. He does it all. Covers every blade of grass. He goes into every single duel. Even if the ball is going out for the opposition corner kick, he will find a way to retrieve it. He will find a way to stop it. You see, sometimes in football, when things aren't going your way and a lot of your players, like a lot of your teammates, their head goes down. Like, this applies to any one of you guys that's ever sat down and played football. That of you guys have ever played football. Have you ever been in a match? 5 aside, 7 aside, 11 aside. You go 1-0 down and you're looking to your left, you're looking to your right. Your teammates' heads are down. Like, they've accepted defeat. Sometimes a player just going into a crunching tackle. Sometimes a player just showing that fight. It lifts everybody up. It lifts everybody up. And I'll be honest with you guys, I've experienced it from both ends. I've been a player that's had his head down, and I've seen somebody to my side. He's not accepting defeat. He's not calling quits. He's still going at it. It gives me a lift. And I've also been the person has looked at everybody down and said, no, it's time to rally the troops. It's time to lock in. We got this. And I'll be honest with you, with him, like the fact that he's already been captain at such a young age, you could see it in his attitude in and out of possession. And for somebody that's required to play in midfield, I feel like every single midfielder would love to play with him. Somebody like Allegri, where his entire ethos, like when it comes to his principles of football, it's about fight, it's about commitment, it's about leaving it all on the pitch. He is a prime embodiment of that. But on top of that, you can sprinkle some technical ability. You can sprinkle some physical ability. I think it's a must buy. And I'll be honest with you guys, like, there's a reason why Milan are still continuing to negotiate. Milan have already offered more than 30 million. I believe it's 32 million. Like, this kid is the real deal. You bring him to Milan, he elevates that midfield. And then when you think about it, there's somebody like Samuel Ricci, who once again, Serie A proven, he understands the league. You look at somebody like Luka Modric, been there, done it all. Managed by some of the best managers in the world. Played around some of the best players in the world. Won everything there is in the game. It's a good midfield. And then if Milan do manage to go out and get somebody like Granit Xhaka, you're bringing in steel, you're bringing in leadership, you're bringing in technical ability, you're bringing in physical ability. But all of them have that one thing in common, that never say die attitude. They go out there, they leave it all on the pitch. And I'll be honest with you guys, they always tell you, win your midfield battle, 9 times out of 10 you win the game. Last season, I feel like at times, as much as the structure might have held Milan back at times, but sometimes Milan just lost the midfield battle from minute 1. There wasn't that commitment, there wasn't that hunger. You require everybody to chip in, to do their part. Ardon Jashari will do his part and more. And for that reason, he's a must-buy. He is a must-buy. Now, anyways, if you're new, make sure to like, make sure to subscribe, engage in the comments. What do you think of this sign? Do you think it's worth it? Do you think Milan are being outpriced? And I will catch you guys on another one.